And welcome back this morning to WHIG TV. It's Kathy Akers. Good morning.
Good morning, Clint. How are you today?
Doing well, doing well. Last time we had you on, you gave us some really great information on the state of the market and houses that were being built and coming online, and so that's always been some great information. And we like to talk about positive business economic news in our community. And as Rocky Mount and the Tri-Counties in general is growing, you have some good news to share. Now, last year, you had a pivot in your career. You're still in real estate, but you changed your shingle and where you hang your hat.
That's true.
And so you're now with Fathom Realty, and you've been doing that for about, what, 7 months now, I think?
A little over, about 8 months now.
8 months. And now there's some good news for residents in the area. Fathom Realty is making a greater investment in the Tri-County area.
They have. For those that don't realize, there are 10 of us active agents in the area. And they have, we have always been associated with a broker in charge in Cary, Fuquay area. They decided last year to add a broker in charge for the Rocky Mount Wilson area. And we have had someone that has been doing a great job, Marilyn Knight. She is stepping down, and I have been asked to step up as the broker in charge for the Rocky Mount Wilson area. And
now, congratulations on that. Now, let me ask you a question. What does that mean?
Ultimately, it's my skin in the game. I have to look over everybody's shoulder to make sure that they're in compliance with their transactions and that kind of thing. But the other part of that, and the piece that I'm looking forward to that, is Fathom has been named one of the fastest growing companies by Inc. magazine.
Yeah, fastest growing private companies in the United States.
And this is our 5th year in, 2018 was the 5th year in a row. They are tasking me with helping to grow Fathom in our area. So I'm looking forward to talking to any new agents in the area, or agents in the area that are looking to make a change or haven't thought about it, to join Fathom.
And so, and then you have a pretty aggressive hiring goal, I understand.
Yeah, we won't talk about that right now.
Yeah, but I mean, you're looking to, you're not looking to hire one or two, you're looking to hire a team.
Yes,
and to enhance who you already have. And it's not just for Rocky Mount, this is for all 3 counties in the surrounding market.
That's right, that's right. So Nash, Edgecombe, and also in Wilson. And so I'm looking forward to it, getting out and meeting people, and you know, I'm out there meeting people anyway, but this is giving me an added incentive to get out there.
So I'm going to interview you on this, because this is me putting you on the spot here a little bit, but is this Fathom and you, because you're taking a risk here, you're having to sign contracts, you're going to be legally responsible for certain aspects of, as the agent in charge.
That's right.
You're making a bet on our community.
That's right.
And so do you think the future's bright?
I think so.
Or you wouldn't be doing this, but
That's
I want to make sure people understand that this isn't just somebody checked a box and said, all right, you're in charge, and passed the cookie around until the next person takes it.
That's right.
This is a business decision, an economic decision. So you must think there's going to be people who want to sell houses, buy houses, build houses, and there's going to be enough for everybody else to also thrive and compete in that market.
That's right. I do. I have said to people in our area, and we've talked about this too, I think we're going to see the landscape of our area change greatly in the next 5 years. And I think we're all looking for something good, and this is a positive. So I know we hear the negative speak in town, and yes, it does affect sales. And we've talked about that for years. You know, don't put down the area, because you know, the worst comment I hear is, why would you want to move to Rocky Mount? There are a ton of reasons to move to Rocky Mount.
And what's so funny about that is the people who have moved here can tell you those reasons. The people that live here can't.
That's true. You know, get out and get to know Rocky Mount again. It's a fabulous town. We moved here, my husband and I, in 1985. It was supposed...
After 30 years, you consider local, by the way.
Yes. Well, thank you. Sometimes I don't feel that way.
You raise your kids here, you're considered local.
That's right. And, you know, I'm a small town girl at heart, and the Rocky Mount is always going to be a small town. But there's
getting bigger.
But it's getting bigger, and, you know, after being in Cary for a couple of days this past week,
Nope.
I'll be glad to set for 2 light cycles on 301
Yep.
if I have to. That's
insane.
Yes.
It is, and that's considered a town of 90,000 people.
Yes.
Can you
So,
believe that? So
Yes.
thank you for sharing that with us, Kathy, and letting us have the opportunity to announce that with you this morning,
Thank you.
because I know that's a recent development and good news again for the Tri-County area that this is another positive economic development, risk-based initiative, and more good things are coming to the Tri-Counties. But you're also here to talk about your normal stuff.
That's right. We're here to talk about real estate. And I want to talk about an article that I was reading this past week from about the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas.
Yep. And CES is held every year
Yes.
in Las Vegas. It starts right in the beginning of January. It started out as a small, it's called Consumer Electronics Show.
Right.
But it started out as just a geek fest, a computer fest, and all that kind of stuff. It's now turned into all things tech.
That's true. And this article talks about the top 5 things from the show that they felt made an impact on or things to watch for 2019.
Now, here, what's so funny about these, and I can see you listen, I'm actually a gearhead, a nerd,
Yes.
so I keep up with this stuff. And what's so interesting about what you're going to talk about is most of these products are not what people consider normal computer, cell phone, tech stuff. These are all things for the home.
That's right.
And for the kitchen in a lot of cases that everybody's like, what?
That's
I mean,
right.
when the first robot vacuum came on the market about 10 years ago, everybody was fascinated by it, but nobody bought one. Well,
Yeah.
now people have them.
Yes.
And now it's just considered kind of like you don't have one?
Right, right. You go in homes and they're plugged in over on the wall right there.
Or the cat's riding around on it.
Yes, we see all those videos.
So tech has really kind of started to really invade all aspects of home life, and it's not considered tech like a geeky, foreign, unreachable future. The
Yes.
future's here.
That's right. And let's get a couple of these.
Okay.
Levino smart clock. Lenovo.
Sorry.
Get that in there.
Yeah.
It's priced at $80. Yes, it's your regular clock. You can set alarms, play music, but you can control other smart home devices without ever leaving the bed.
Oh, wow.
So it is also Google Assistant integrated.
Right.
So this is one of those things. To me that was just, you can go ahead and push a button or tell Google to start your coffee before even getting out of bed. So that's always one of those
Right.
things that
That's it.
for people like you, Clint, that are looking for. Let's talk about KitchenAid Smart Display.
All right.
It's a projected price of between $200 and $300. It's coming on the market. It's also Google Assistant, but it's also with Yummly Pro. It's a new service from the app that allows users to have step-by-step cooking tutorial from well-known chefs.
Yep. So and I'm
you
gonna,
know.
I'm gonna see if I can share one of these real quick. There we go. So this is the Lenovo Smart Display, and amazingly enough, well, there you go.
There we go.
And the smart home, smart kitchen display is also very similar to this.
That's right.
And but the difference between the two is the smart clock you sit on your bed. This one here has actually got splash-proof technology. So when you're cooking in the kitchen and you have grease or food splash around, you can get it dirty and wipe it off, and it'll survive, which you can't do with your phone and your iPad.
That's right. So this, KitchenAid SmartPad has been rated to an IPX5 water resistance rating.
That's one of the strongest ratings. There's IP7, there's IP6, and IPX. IPX is one of the best ones. IP7 is what most people think of as splash resistant. That means you can go out in the rain. That kind of stuff. This is, you can literally dunk it in the water.
Yes, literally, you can clean it off under running water.
Yep.
So for those that are out there looking for something new for the kitchen, and guys, guys, aren't there a holiday coming up this week you need to be reminded of?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You just stepped on a landmine. You know what? Valentine's is a two-way street.
Yes, it is. It is.
So wouldn't your guy really like this clock?
That's
and then
right.
you can get the.
That's right.
But if I give you a recipe thing for the kitchen, am I telling you to get in the kitchen and cook?
Nah, sometimes yes. But anyway, so that's a thought. But anyway, so we'll go on to the next item. It's called C by GE Lighting Products.
Yep.
These are products that are going to be giving Philips a run for their money.
Yeah, Philips and LifeX are the two probably most prominent smart bulbs and that kind of stuff out there. GE now has their own version, and the nice thing about GE's version is you don't have to have a hub.
No.
The Philips Hue, you have to buy a separate hub to go with it to then attach to your Alexa or Google Home. GE's are standalone.
Yes, they're offering 3 different smart bulbs, 5 smart light switches, a smart power outlet for lamps,
Right.
and a smart motion detector. They're going to be competitive in pricing, and again, they're compatible with most of the major smart home voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, and again Google.
Right.
So, you know, that's another one of those products that we're going to be seeing coming on the or out there in the market. Pricing varies. $24.99 for a 2-pack of the A19 bulbs. So, you know, start watching for those
Right.
on
and A19
shelves.
is your standard light bulb socket. So yeah.
Okay.
All right. So the next one, I'm getting ready to pull up a preview of that.
Yes.
All right.
This is Google Assistant interpreter mode.
Yep. And I'm trying to make this a little more viewable. There you go.
Okay.
Kind of see it a little better. But basically, it's a translator.
Yes, it is. It's being tried in a lot of the major hotels, and so it's in the trial phase. But it actually acts as a translation tool, allowing 2 individuals to talk. You know,
in real time.
In real time.
So this is, and I've actually seen this demonstrated, this is the Star Trek two-way interpreter, computer translator, whatever you want to call it. You speak a sentence, and it will translate it on the screen, and you hold it up to somebody, they read it, they say their response, it's automatically retranslated back into English, if that's what you're speaking, and you can have a back and forth conversation in real time.
Yes.
That is bloody brilliant, and if you get it on a smart display, then you can have it big so everybody can see it.
Right.
Yep.
And so, like I said, it's being tested in hotels. The author of this article said, you know, if smart home products are king at the CES this year, Google was definitely the king of smart home products. They have come out with quite a few things, and these were just a few of them that we wanted to talk about. The translation tool is really going to be one of those game changers.
Well, as America is changing, we already know that Spanish is growing. I think I saw the statistic a couple years ago, so I know it's bigger than that. But Spanish, I think, as a second language in the United States, it went from I think a 15% penetration in the 90s to I think it's around 22 to 25% of our population is also Spanish speaking. But we have a lot of immigrants in this country from Asia and all other places, and having the ability to communicate in a more real-time opportunity, that's not just good for business, that's good for our communities.
Well, the other thing that this model actually has 27 different languages.
Wow.
But one of the big things that we're looking at as far as trends in real estate is the international market. We have a lot of people that are coming to the U.S. And buying property in the U.S., whether it be commercial, residential, whatever.
Well, let me put it to you this way. There's a giant Chinese tire manufacturer that's going to be having a lot of Asian and Chinese-speaking folks living in our community. Wouldn't it be nice if you could communicate and be able to host them at your house? Or them to be able to host you and have a way to communicate without them having to learn English all the time. Right. Having a way to bridge us together. That's exactly right. This is a great tool for anybody that's looking at any type of business or entertaining that, it will help
bridge those translation gaps.
Well, and I know we talked about this off the air, but more and more home builders are starting to integrate smart home products built into the house. You can have the August smart locks, you can have the Ring doorbells, you can have all the security cameras and stuff. There's so many smart things that then hook into your app on your phone and all that kind of stuff. You can take it with you. It's just really getting to be more everyday life to have tech in your life.
But one of the things I would say, because we have all of this smart technology coming into our homes, is if you're selling or if you're buying, remember, all that smart technology is connected. As a seller, everything's connected to your phone. Or
you got to get your accounts and stuff out there.
That's right. You want to make sure you get those accounts so that it goes, you no longer have control.
Make sure you call your grandson before you move out to wipe all your accounts for you.
That's right. And get a trusted person that,
your home IT support.
And get them in.
I think that's going to be a new industry, by the way. I think home IT is going to have to mobile in the vehicle, come to your house and help you with all things IT, not just fix your computer, but the smart home integration.
That's true. And there's a lot of good things, not only for Rocky Mount, but for our homes and that type of thing on the horizon. And like I said, in 5 years, I really don't expect the landscape to be the same. So.
Well, Kathy, we appreciate you coming in. If somebody wants to talk to you about all these little smart gadgets and how impressed you are with it,
That's right.
or talk to you about real estate in general, and I know you've got some information on spring design and that kind of stuff, so when you come back in a couple weeks, we'll be talking about that.
True.
But we really appreciate you coming on WHIG, sharing your knowledge and information. You provide a good mix of economic news, real estate news, and then good just tips for the consumers, because not everybody's buying and selling right now, where they can still do things to make their house more comfortable, more valuable, more important to them.
That's true. And if you really want to sit down and talk with me, please give me a call at 252-266-4038.
All right, Kathy, we appreciate you coming on this morning. We'll be right back with the next look at the weather, and then we'll be getting into some of the multitudes of stories that have been in the local news lately when we come back.